Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Your support is always welcome and appreciated. Today you join us at the Falkirk Wheel. We're going to go for a wee boat ride. There's obviously a working lock as well. Part of the Union Canal, I think. I might be talking rubbish there actually. Scrap that bit. I'm sure we'll find an info thing later on. I can tell you the truth.
Yep. We came by a whole other series of locks.
There's a canal. And the lock. Popular spot. Little berth there. Yeah, cool. Trying his luck with his rod.
Oh yeah, tourists are like chickens. Tourists are like chickens. People say cats. I think cats is quite easy. You can go back to the dog. All the cats come running.
So I think it was right. I think it is a Union Canal. Going down that little plaque. Forth to Clyde. It sounds like Edinburgh to Glasgow to me. Now you can see this thing going round and round. It's a bit of weaving. This is to represent some of the barges that get towed by horses along the side of the canal. Pretty busy, it's still, it's very late morning now. The boat's filling up, so it shouldn't be too long. Big swan having a pose in the water play park. Sun's not in the best position. Some of the longboats moored up. Archery activity up there as well. A few different wee things. I think you can hire these wee boats as well. Pedalos or something. Up there, on top of the hill, is a part of the old Antonine Wall. The Romans built. Duck friends were back again. That's another swan, I'm not going to mess with that. another swan over there. Here we go. Wheel is in motion. The swans are talking to each other now. I think they're talking about me. Go. Just as I wait to walk away, the floodgates open. And off she goes. The top one heading off. And the sun's not really in the best position for filming. So yeah, you go up on the top and then you go along that wee bit. Past the end of the wheel and a wee bit further than half a mile or something, can't quite remember. You see about the Antonine Wall. You can also walk up there, don't think you can make it the path from here. Then you come back and swap places with the one that's down below. Alright, so we are about to go on the Archimedes, and do the wee trip ourselves. There's apparently an actual canal boat coming down, so I'll get to fill it from this angle as well. I don't know how much you're actually going to see off it though, but it's a different angle from standing over there.
some? Yeah.
A barge coming out now. Bar, seagull. This guy's just came down. Titanic.
Anybody interested in buying the guidebook? Yeah? Yep, good. Right, cash or card?
Cash, please. You do change. It's got a £10 note, I think. Yeah, so, there you go. Brilliant, thank you.
Oh, brilliant.
Thank you. Exchange. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Doesn't he go to anybody else?
Anybody else interested? Yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Oh, sugar space. This is all great before we left the stage.
I believe so.
Maybe that was
We're busy doing other things. Anybody else?
Oh, they was around 1999 refurbished, so maybe
no, maybe it wasn't even.
maybe it was all running.
No, I know, but you just found it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We chased it. I did the last one, we chased the back up.
We're now moving at 4 miles an hour over the reinforced concrete aqueduct. There's just over 100 metres between here and the tunnel, dead ahead of us. We'll go right through that and turn around before heading back and taking a look at the view that's right behind you now. You might have noticed that there are 2 tourist boats in service at the Falkirk Wheel, each with slightly strange names. Archimedes and Antonine. Did you see which one you are on today when you got on? Those special names were chosen for a reason. They're both important parts of the wheel's identity. First, Archimedes. He was a scholar and mathematician in ancient Greece who discovered something that's very important for the operation of the wheel.
Any floating object displaces its own weight of fluid.
Okay, that might need a bit of explanation. Archimedes' principle says that when an object is placed in water, for example the boat you are sitting in now, it displaces its exact own weight in water. The amount of water that moves out of the way to make room for us is equal in weight to the boat itself. That might sound quite simple, but it's actually really important for the smooth operation of the Falkirk Wheel. Each gondola, that's the big tub of water we just travelled up in, holds 250 tonnes of water. When our boat sailed in, we pushed about 60 tonnes of water. That is the weight of the boat and its fuel and all the people in it, out meaning that the gondola then had 190 tonnes of water and 60 tonnes of boat in it. So the contents of the gondola still weigh 250 tonnes. The clever part is that the other gondola will also weigh exactly 250 tonnes as well. When the designers were putting the plans for the Falkirk Wheel together, they were confident it would work on paper, but they weren't exactly sure. This is the first rotating boat lift in the world after all. So to test their theory out, they built a small-scale model out of Lego to see how it went. Fortunately, the principle worked and the design was commissioned. As we get close to the tunnel ahead, you'll note that we're in a rather charming landscape. At some times of the year, the pool to your left is home to herons. The canal system stretching across Scotland is home to over 30 varieties of aquatic plants, 15 species of mollusk, over 30 types of water flea, and even freshwater sponges. It's been known for fish to swim into the gondola at the bottom and travel up to the Union Canal with us. Of course, they displace their own weight too. And there are footpaths here as well, leading up into the woods. You can walk along these later if you like. You cannot see a castle near here. That's because we're about to travel underneath it. Well, almost. There's a Roman castle fort on the hill really quite close by. It was placed there around the year 143 AD as part of a network of military bases built by the Romans to defend the area. These forts were linked by a wall, running right the way across the width of Scotland. For a lot of its distance, this system of forts and walls follows the rough route of the Forth and Clyde Canal, linking the east and west sides of the country. Only the canals were designed to make transport and communication across the country easy. The castle forts were built by the military to control people and keep them out of the northern border of what was then the Roman Empire. Now you'll almost certainly be aware of another Roman emperor, best known for his wall in northern England. The wall above you now wasn't built by Hadrian though. It was constructed during the reign of Emperor Antoninus Pius. It's known as the Antonine Wall, and that's the name of our other boat, Antonine. Skip forward 1600 years, and this landscape, instead of being a conflict zone, was one of rapid industrial expansion. The Forth and Clyde Canal, that's the one behind us at the bottom of the lift, was started in the 1770s and followed the route originally surveyed by John Smeaton. It opened in 1790 and quickly became one of the most important trading and transport links across Scotland. It was the world's first sea-to-sea ship canal, joining the River Clyde and Glasgow in the west to the River Forth and the North Sea in the east. And the addition of the Union Canal, that's the one we're sailing on now, in 1822, when Glasgow and Edinburgh were linked by waterways. This all meant that unprecedented amounts of trade were now possible, not only between Glasgow and Edinburgh, but also with the rest of Northern Europe and the world. notice that we're in a much different landscape now. More intimate, and certainly not quite such grand views as on the other side. When we've turned around and gone back through the tunnel, you'll appreciate the views from there, looking out over central Scotland from a scenic vantage point. But for a moment, enjoy the canal side setting. The land around here is stunning and ready for exploration, if you're so inclined. From the visitor centre, there are 3 walks of different lengths exploring this area, including the remains of the Roman fort and the Antonine Walk. Ask for a map in the visitor centre, or you can hire bikes and make your way 6 kilometres east along the canal path to see the Kelpies. 2 majestic 30-metre high sculptures of horse heads rising out of the water. These Celtic water horses are not only a link with the mystical mythology of Scotland, but are also a reminder of the vast numbers of horses who worked on the canals pulling barges for years on end. Today we run our boats on diesel. Compared to days gone by, it means there's no horse waste left by the side of the canal towpath anymore. And we can now travel faster and in almost all weathers too. The Millennium Link project saw these canals repaired and reopened, and at £84 million was Britain's most ambitious canal restoration project ever. In just 3 years, waterways were dredged, including removing 300,000 tonnes of silt, locks were replaced, 9 new locks built, and towpaths restored. There were also 35 new bridges and 5 kilometres of new canal. And it's been a huge success. Canal side investment has gone through the roof. Over £400 million in the first decade alone, including 2,000 new waterside homes and 100,000 square metres of retail and commercial development. And very importantly for this region, 4,000 new jobs, all from a couple of canals. It's amazing to think what that kind of investment can do. But it wasn't possible to reopen the locks joining these 2 canals. They were filled in and now have blocks of flats built on them. So a new solution was needed, hence the Falkirk Wheel. Not only does it link the 2 waterways, but it gives us a chance to celebrate Scottish design and ingenuity once again. Okay, as we're coming towards the end of our time on this level, I just have time to share some of the facts and figures of the Falkirk Wheel. It was opened in May 2002 by Her Majesty the Queen, although she never actually rode it like you have today. There are 15,000 bolts in the structure, pressed into 45,000 bolt holes. And each one was tightened by hand. The 2 gondolas between them hold 1 million litres of water and can lift the weight of 100 elephants. And it does all that in just 5 minutes, using the power of a few electric kettles. Amazing, isn't it? If you were thinking of getting one for yourself, do be aware that the price tag comes at a whopping £20 million. We're heading back into the gondola now, so that we can rotate back down to the lower level, 25 metres below. This is a great place to take in the view if the Scottish weather has been kind to us today. You should be able to make out the Kelpies, Grangemouth and the cranes at the Firth of Forth, along with the Ochil Hills and various other ranges. Your skipper might point some of these out to you as you descend. As we come to the end of this boat tour, it's impressive to think that the Falkirk Wheel wasn't actually built as a tourist attraction. There was no visitor centre here originally, and boat trips like these didn't take place. But people came to visit the wheel all over the world. for us to wonder at this architectural and engineering gem. So we started running boat trips, and the Falkirk Wheel has gone from strength to strength. And now you visiting too, and ridden this unique part of the Scottish landscape.